Welcome to the weather forecast for the week beginning Wednesday, September 24th, 2025. This is Chief Meteorologist John Ensworth for Longmont Public Media. Monday, September 29th, we'll have a first quarter moon beautifully hanging in the western sky. Oops, it says new. Sorry, typo. Saturday, we have sunrise at 5:53, sunset at 6:48, almost matching times here. We've lost 19 more minutes of daylight over the last week, and the sun has got a lot of activity going on it, a lot of sunspots going. For drought conditions, at a great amount of relief in the western slopes, tremendous amount of water here. Maybe the data didn't quite capture the big rain event we just had, but we'll see next week if that goes away, because I cannot imagine Boulder County has any drought problems right now. Looking nationally, it's a little bit more drought almost everywhere. Everything kind of expanded this week. Very hot and dry for most places much of the time. For smoke, we got a little bit sneaking in here, some of the lightest amounts. Mountains look good with their new coating of snow at the higher elevations. Pretty nice. And we did bump up to 87% normal, so that's good. Let's get it higher. We need some more of those. We're not going to get more of those for a while, but would like some. So the yellows are 2 to 3 inches. Pretty widespread on the plains, some spots around west of I-25. I got that as well. There's a little lighter amount down here, 1 to 1.5. I think my backyard has just got about 1.2 inches, which matches this color here in Longmont. But it was a northeast Colorado storm for the most part. Looking at details, we have really sharp gradient here. This is interesting. We have under 1/10 of an inch for most of Longmont up to Monday, and then about 1/4 inch or so up to almost 1/2 inch in places, and then Boulder got a lot more water as well. And then if you go into Tuesday morning, you're over 1 inch from Monday to Tuesday. So yeah, it was really good amount of water. All right, this will be the last time this is up this year. Through June, you can see it peaks in June and then retreats back out into the plains for the first week of October. All right, real severe weather confined to Arizona of all places, and Vegas, and then up the East Coast. Still dry Friday. And for Saturday, we have a tiny bit of thunderstorm activity possible, nothing severe nationwide. All right, let's take a look at that. There's a front draped all the way down into Arizona, interacting with monsoonal moisture, and I think a dead tropical system as well. So they're going to get some heavy flooding there. Still the next day, on Friday, and on Saturday, they don't even bring up here, but we do have a little cool front coming down that's going to knock some degrees off the high temperature. Oh, you can see that drop right there. 80 on Friday, and then not really departing from just above normal, but we are above normal. 75 down to 70 through this time. 44 to 41 for lows. Record high on October 1st in this 10-day period, 90 degrees Fahrenheit and 1892. Low 17 Fahrenheit, September 29th, 1985. Okay, so we got some clouds on Sunday and then later in the week, and pretty low. They have the highest of 21% chance on Sunday. That's, I think, a little optimistic. And then Tuesday, the week after this. And wind gusts, we got some wind. Saturday will be the front coming in and some stuff next week, but it's just not very significant. Extremely dry air. So here's moisture down here coming up into Arizona. But yeah, this is about as dry as it gets. So let's put that in motion and watch how it kind of keeps a ridge in the west, even though here's a trough passing to the north. You got a cutoff low over Tijuana there. And then generally a big ridge over the entire nation. Got a little tropical system here that hasn't formed yet coming in. I think this is Humberto or something like that. That doesn't have a name. And there's the ridge still going on October 2nd. And then that bigger trough moves in, and it looks like it gives us a direct hit around October 4th. So that could be our next big chance of precipitation. Looking at temperatures, it just kind of stays above normal. So here's Saturday, a little cool front there coming in, but it just doesn't stay long, and it's gone. Here's that cutoff low in the southwest, cooling the atmosphere to our southwest. But that's kind of the same thing with precipitatable water. Bunch of moisture does go over on the weekend, and that's why we do have a slight chance of Sunday storms, but not much. Here's that unnamed tropical system rolling in. Dew points are low. I'm not going to play much of this, but there's 25 dew points, 32 dew points. Yeah, pretty dry. I'll go through Sunday. So here's 40 dew points finally, and upper 40 dew points. That's about it. So let's take a look at precipitation for the whole time. There's all your rain in Arizona, and one little shower in the southwest and in our mountains. Then comes Sunday, it's kind of got the storms finally up into the central mountains, but there's a little bit on the plains for Tuesday. It's not good to have more water in this area. Okay, so over the next 5 days, yep, we are very dry, almost the inverse pattern of what we had with this big rain storm. And adding 5 more days doesn't give you much more water except the northern mountains. So, yep, pretty small over the next 10 days. I've got zeros all the way through with that little chance on Sunday. We warm up on Friday. Cold front comes on the weekend. We're briefly cool, and then we try to sneak back up, staying above normal. So over the 2 weeks out, we are above normal temperature, and interestingly, slightly above normal precipitation. So maybe that next trough is pretty strong. But there is Humberto. I was right. It's a tropical storm right now, expected to strengthen to a hurricane and then major hurricane. As it starts to curve right now, it's not projected to threaten the United States, and probably should loop around Bermuda too. So threading that needle like a few earlier storms have. That's all for today. This has been Chief Meteorologist John Ensworth, wishing you keep looking up.